Hey, y'all. It's time for another live. I know y'all are not used to seeing me at this hour, but the Soul Spotlight, we do it anytime. Something special tonight. We have the actor, comedian, all around entertainer, Michael Collier's in the house. So, you know what? We live, y'all. Let's go. Y'all ain't going. We're going to get it rolling. I'm a filmmaker. I've worked in film, video, and television for over 30 years. I took a little break, but now I'm back. Hello and welcome to another edition of Art Imitates Life with me, Tanya Dixon. We could try to give you the best in music, entertainment, and movies, everything that's going on the Soul Spotlight tonight. And of course, another special guest for you tonight. As I said earlier at the top of the show, actor, comedian, all-around entertainer. He's an author. He's done all kinds of things. Michael Colliar will be in the house in just a few moments. So make sure you sit back, relax. We're going to get it going. Let's hear a word from my sponsor because we got a lot to talk about. Y'all hang on. Art Imitates Life with Tanya Dixon is being sponsored by Tandyland Global, bringing your multimedia dreams to life. Well, welcome back. It's time for me to go ahead and unmute and bring in the man of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to tonight here on Art Imitates Live, Mr. Michael Colliar. How you doing?
Hey, I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm so glad to have you here. And I know you're on your drive. You've been traveling, so you're on your drive home. And I see right now we might be frozen a little bit, so one of us might need to go out and come back in or something. But am I frozen or is it just you're on your side? You're not frozen no more. Okay, cool.
I'm not or you're not. We both fluid right now.
Right. They kind of messed with us for a minute.
Plus, I'm driving, so I might go through a signal that could throw it off or something, but we're going to be cool.
Okay. Right, all right. Well, you know what? You are a man that has had an extensive career for quite some time. I like when I was reading about you from Venice Beach to Venice, Italy. I said, look at him now. So I want to talk about the whole Venice Beach thing and all the things that you have done. I mean, like to get your name out there because you have, like I said earlier to you off the show, you have one of the most recognizable faces out there. Everybody knows the face of Michael Colliar and know your work too. So if you can kind of just tell us how this whole thing launched for you from the time of the days of Venice Beach all the way to now. I mean, we can't talk about everything, but just in general, how you got started.
I'll tell you the fact that I'm so recognizable is a blessing and a curse because a lot of times I can't get an acting part because everybody know my face. So they like, well, they're not gonna believe you this character. They're gonna say that's Michael Colliar, So that sometimes is the curse of it. But I just won an act weekend, the HAP Awards, and HAP stands for the Hollywood African Prestigious Awards for Best Supporting Actor in a Sitcom. I'm currently in by Victoria Rowell. You know Victoria Rowell?
Oh, yes, from The Young and the Restless.
From The Young and the Restless, also from Diagnosis Murder. Remember, she was his right hand, Dick Van Dyke's nurse right hand. So she wrote, produced, directs, and stars in The Rich and the Ruthless. And so I looked up and got that thing Sunday. But, I started on Venice Beach. Well, actually, that's how people think I started. I started on State Street in Chicago, where I live. I started doing street performance there, but then winter came and wasn't nobody trying to hear no
Mhm.
jokes in Chicago in December on the street. So I packed up everything that would fit in my car and I sold everything else. And then I
Wow.
drove to California where I thought it would be warm all year round. And I found Venice
Okay.
Beach where I ended up doing comedy for 9 years from 8 hour shows every Saturday and
Okay.
Sunday without fail. And from there, that got me so much other work. People would see me on Venice and bring me into other things. I got to be a regular at the Improv Comedy Club because the owner, Bud Friedman, saw me
Mhm.
out there and said, "Man, we want you to be a part of our family." I got to be great
Right.
friends with the great, wonderful chef Wolfgang Puck because his wife
Ooh.
and their two nieces came out and watched my piece I did on racism, and she was so moved by it that they became my
Okay.
friends and fed me and loved me and was just cool with me. And Woofy still is. So, but I also got my
Okay.
sitcoms and TV shows, a couple of movies. All those came from people who would come to Venice Beach and see me working and say, "Oh, you got to audition for this, or you got to try out for that." So it allowed me to go ahead and live my dream, to unfold to my greatest self. So I've done about 37 movies now, and my
Wow.
largest, my biggest one was last Christmas. It's still on
Right.
HBO. I mean, it's still on BET Plus. It's called Holiday Heartbreak, and
Holiday heartbreak.
it's really a great movie because, like I said, first of all, I never had the lead in a movie, so I carry the film, and it's the
Uh
story about
huh.
a guy who misuses a woman, and she puts a spell on him.
Okay.
And the woman who put the
Oh
spell on me
wow.
is Lisa Ray, and the spell is on my daughter. Soon as she gets old enough, a man is gonna break her heart because she's gonna fall in love with the first food she sees, and that food was Country Wayne. So it's a really great movie. It's funny, it's touching, it's about family, and I guarantee you they're gonna run it every year as a Christmas movie.
Okay.
It's holiday heartbreak. But my thing I do now
Right.
is I do a 1 hour show every morning on my YouTube page, the
Hmm.
Michael Collier. It's called the Michael Collier Morning Show. So tomorrow will be my
Okay.
295th show. We do it five
Wow.
days a week, and we created a show. I created a show where people can laugh every day because I think people
Okay.
are more damaged by stress and
Hmm.
fear than they are by this virus. And hear good
Right.
music and hear
That's right. Kind of dropping out just a little bit on the
that's,
sound, but
I'm
okay.
sorry, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. It dropped. The sound dropped out for just a second, but I'm still here.
It did. My apologies.
Yeah.
That means
Oh, you're fine.
someone's trying to call through as I'm doing this on my iPhone.
Oh.
Um,
Okay.
so we do that show 5 days a week, and we just we want people to come and check it out. So please subscribe to that. So
All
that's pretty
right.
much what I do: film,
How do
television.
the people subscribe to that?
You just go on YouTube and pull up
Okay.
Michael Collier and hit the subscribe button. Oh, y'all, it's so easy. Subscribe,
Okay.
share, and like. I'm also doing a play. It's a one-man
Hmm.
play called Accolades. Now, if you like your mama, you're gonna love this play. Okay? It's a 2 hour play. I do 55 minutes with a 15-minute intermission, and then 45
Okay.
minutes. I play 17 characters. I play my mother, my
Ooh.
father, my four big brothers, me at four ages, the crackheads, alcoholics, and church ladies in my community. And it's a wonderful,
Okay.
funny play that's about life and love and God and the power of our mothers, to save
Okay.
us and to heal us. So those are some of the things I do.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you're doing. You haven't scratched the surface with all
I
the
got a
different
lot more stuff than
movies and
that, but I
everything.
stopped so you could throw some
Right.
questions in.
Throw some
Go ahead.
things in the middle there. Well, I really want to know, and this is something that I kind of wonder when it comes to comedians, because stand up, I hear a lot of comedians will say that starting with stand up that wasn't easy. Is getting up on stage, standing in front of people, entertaining people like that. It's not an easy thing. What is the thing that inspired you most to even want to, kind of go there and to continue on despite any bad nights or any bad incidents? I just wanted you to answer that for the comedians out there who are still trying to break out there. Yes, I can see your mouth movement. I don't hear you yet. You must have a call coming
You
in.
got my sound back? Can you
Yeah,
hear
I'm
me?
back. I got you.
So I would say, I've been funny my whole life. Just,
Hmm.
I wasn't a school clown or nothing, but I
Right.
used to tell jokes all the time to my mother to get her attention, because she was raising five boys almost single
Right.
handedly because my dad liked to sip a little bit, So
Okay.
dad wouldn't give her a whole lot of time for us. So to get
Right. Hmm.
her attention, I would tell her jokes. And so, I mean, as a kid, I just always wanted to be funny. And then in high school, I got into plays. And while I was in
Okay.
plays, some of my comedian friends was like, dude, you need to do this in the street. They were street performers in Chicago. It was a team called Straight Up. John Tollday and
Uh-huh.
Byron Chapman. And they said, man, you got to come out here. I was like, I'm not doing no street performance. I ain't no street puppet. I ain't doing that. But I watched them one day, and I went with them after they got through, and they went to McDonald's to turn in their
Uh-huh.
change and small bills for big dollars, and they had a stack of money. I was like, oh, I think I might need to try this. And that's what got me started. But the thing
Okay.
is, the scariest thing in the world is the number one fear is public speaking. People are
Right.
less scared of snakes
Hmm.
and dying than they are standing in
Right.
front of a group of people and speaking. So it could be a difficult job for
Yes.
people, but if your heart is in it,
Hmm.
it's not hard. No matter what it is you want to do. If your
Okay.
heart is in it, it ain't even work. You know?
Right. Yeah, I can recognize that definitely, doing TV stuff and when you're by yourself and you're just in a room somewhere talking, I know it's not the same as speaking in front of a whole stage. I've emceed some events before, and you look at the people's faces out there and you have to be able to push through with everything. And you all are entertaining, you're telling jokes. I know that it has to be really a special time when you get on stage like that. Let's see. Can you see me? Because you're frozen again. But
Well, you
if
know
I,
what? Can I jump in?
yeah, sure.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Shake your head. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I
Okay,
can hear
you
you.
froze. All right, she
Oh,
froze, but I didn't, y'all. So I'm gonna keep on talking. You
okay.
back? There you are. So the one thing I would tell people who doing public speaking, because it shouldn't be hard if it's something you like to do. So if you're doing public speaking, whether you're doing comedy or just talking to a group, the thing to do is to focus on the person that's having fun, the person who's
Right.
enjoying it. You don't look at the
Okay.
people who's not liking it or who's not getting it or who's not laughing or who's not cheerful. If you do that, you're doomed. You do that, you're
Right.
gonna start sweating. You're gonna become nervous. You're gonna think you're failing. If
Hmm.
everybody else is frowning and there's one person smiling and nodding their head, you focus on that person only, and you do your whole performance to that person, and then other
Okay.
people will come around. Because the last thing you want to do as an artist on stage is to try to win the people over, because that's you now performing for them. You can't do this thing for the people. You got to do it for you. You got to have fun.
Right.
And if you're having fun, the audience watching sees you have fun and they have fun with you. But they see you out there struggling, trying to make them, trying to win them over. That's like the sharks who see the blood in the water and they'll come for you. And I mean, I just did
Right.
6 shows this week. Sunday I did New Jersey. Then in New York, I did 3 shows on Wednesday. And then yesterday, no, 3 shows on Tuesday. And then yesterday, I did Pennsylvania, a show in
Uh-huh.
Pennsylvania. And in Pennsylvania, I had to work like a dog. It was 2 shows. And those people just weren't trying to give you the energy. They weren't trying to give me
Right.
the love. So I just went on and put a clinic up. There was other
Uh-huh.
comics watching me. So I was telling my jokes to the audience while I was telling my comics, see, this is what you do in this situation. When people ain't
Oh,
laughing, like they're
wow.
not laughing now, then you keep on doing
Right.
your work anyway. Then you go to your next joke. Then you find the person that's laughing and you walk over that way and you keep telling the joke to them. And the other people will
Okay.
get it. And then me saying this to the comics on the side while I'm talking on stage, it became even more entertaining for the audience because they watched me
Okay.
put on a master class in the middle of doing a comedy performance. But if you're going to win in public appearance, you got to be funny. You got to be
Hmm.
entertaining. You got to
Break it up a little bit.
you got to something ain't working. If you got the church in there, you can't be talking about booty jokes and titty jokes. And
Right.
if you got the crowd that came to drink and cuss, you can't be doing your church material. So you got to be able to read.
Right.
So give you a lot of money.
Right. Right. It's kind of like to me, like a, being a method actor,
Uh-huh.
so to speak. Kind of like being a method actor, so to speak, and just kind of playing to whatever you're feeling or whatever situation you're in at the time. I don't know if you can hear me. Mike is still there. I got the cat. I think I hear you moving a little bit, and you're kind of frozen. I'm still here. If you can hear me, I'm still here.
I never heard it put that way, but you're absolutely correct. It's like being a
Okay.
method actor. Yeah.
All right.
Wow, that's
All
good.
right.
I never thought of it.
Good. Good. That came to my mind as I was listening to you
Me when
speak.
I'm doing theater. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
At what point is it in your whole career that you realize that this is really working, and I'm going to stick with this, and I'm going to push through? Because some people have like a defining moment. At what point did you have that most defining moment? You said, "I'm going to continue this."
Right away, immediately,
Okay.
from the time I
Wow.
did it. When I talked about my guys who brought me out to do street performance, it was on
Right.
State Street, and you're talking about the '80s. We were standing in
Uh
front of
huh.
what I think is the greatest department store in history, which was Marshall Fields. So we
Uh
were
huh.
standing out there doing a
I remember
lunch
that.
break, and
Uh huh.
downtown was a booming, bustling area in the '80s. So we stand outside doing a lunch break when just thousands of people walking by, tell a joke, and we put the bucket down to collect money. So when they let me come out with them to do it, what they did is they introduced me. They said, just stick around. We're gonna do our
Okay.
show, and right before we end, we're gonna tell people stick around and watch you. And because they
Hmm.
did it like that, I had a small crowd. I did my show. I made $5.85. I liked it. I came
Right.
back the next day. I made $1.85, and I said, "Ooh, I need to go do my homework." And they said, "No, your homework is right here in the street." So I came back
Hmm.
the next day, and it rained earlier, so they didn't bother to come out. And I stood there, and I made $15 in 30 minutes. And I was like, "Oh, Jesus, this thing here
Wow.
might work." So I went from Marshall Fields, I walked over to the Miracle Mile and stood in front of the Water Tower place, which is another bustling, wonderful mall with a wealthy people shop. And I said, "Look, if I make $40,
Uh
I'm going to
huh.
make this my living." And I stood there, I worked 2 hours, I made $84. I said, hot damn. That's when I knew I wasn't going to do nothing else. So 4 days a week,
Uh huh.
3 hours a day, I would be on that street telling jokes and passing my hat. On Rush Street, where all the money was, Oprah used to come to my show. She paid several times. Anybody that had any juice would always come to Rush Street. So it was really good. And I did that, like I said, until winter. And then winter came and packed it up and came to LA. But I never had a point where I didn't know it was going to work. I've never bombed.
Right.
I've never done any of
Okay.
that because I was
Wow.
just telling jokes and having fun. Like, it is what my blessing is. It is
Right.
my anointing that God has given me. When I'm on stage, I tell people I know how come I'm blessed because I stand on
Hmm.
stage and say silly, giggly shit, and y'all give me money. so, so it's really wonderful. It's a wonderful blessing, and also comedy is healing. See, if you can
Right. It
laugh through a
is.
thing, if you can laugh through a thing, you can get through a thing. You know.
Right.
So during this climate, when there's so much stuff to be hateful for,
Hmm.
there's viruses on us. Then you got people trying to scare you into
Right.
taking a vaccine, which should be
Right.
your choice. You know.
Exactly.
Then, but you got folks scaring you. You know, you better take it, not just for you, but you don't want to infect nobody else. It's crazy. You should be doing natural modalities, things that build your
Hmm.
immune system. But they won't ever talk about that because that doesn't get them
Right.
money. They can't get paid if you
Exactly.
build your immune system. But if you take their virus, they vaccine, I guarantee you they might say it's a free shot. But these white folks who got that money, got the vaccine out there, they probably get $500 every time you take a
Right.
so-called shot. It's supposed to be free.
Yes.
So the way to tell what's going on is always to follow the money. So
Right.
I be trying to tell you, this your body, man. Your body is your holy
Hmm.
temple, which the Bible talks about your holy temple that you're supposed to protect. But people trying to scare you. They say stuff like, well, God created this virus and the world is a
No.
virus all over the world. My God is
Wow.
not a punisher. So that's some BS
Exactly.
right there. But in this climate that's full of fear, full of
Right.
racism. You had
Hmm.
that bastard Trump stirred up so much hatred where it went from being impassive to pass. I mean, from being passive to being impassive. People used to hold their racism down, but Trump stirred it up
Hmm.
in such a way that people just feel comfortable being racist right in your face. So with all this ugliness that's out there, you need to laugh to keep from punching
Right.
Karen in her face. So so I feel like I'm healing people when I'm tickling them.
Yes.
I feel like I'm
Hmm.
lifting them up. I feel like for that little time that they're listening to me, they're forgetting their troubles. They're
Right.
forgetting that they can't pay that bill, or that their girlfriend didn't give them none, or they kicked their foot the other day and it hurt. They can forget all the pain and just for a
Yes.
few moments.
Right. And I
And
agree with you so much, especially like with everything that people went through last year. And like you said, the selling of fear and all right now, it is a huge campaign on fear. And I'm really so glad to have comedians like yourself who are just pushing through and continuing to entertain the people and tell them just, to stand up for themselves, make their own choices and what have you. I totally agree with you 1000%
yeah,
with
they
all that you
either
said.
scare you or they try to bribe you. Like if you in the
Right.
hood, shit, if you take the vaccine, you can go to Popeye and get a 2 piece of the biscuit. What?
Yes, yes, yes.
A
The
2 piece
free
of a biscuit,
concerts.
and
It's
you gonna put
crazy.
something in your body that they telling you is experimental. They're
Right.
telling you that up front. That means
Yes.
if you agree to do it, then you have no remedy if something goes wrong. If
Right.
if you
Exactly.
3 years later, if a arm grows out your back, it ain't nothing you can do about it because you
Nothing you can
voluntarily
do.
took it after they told you it's experimental. After they
Right.
told you they don't even know what's in it themselves, and you took it anyway.
Exactly.
But it still
Exactly.
comes to your choice. I'm not telling people. I ain't out here saying don't take it. I'm just saying I ain't
Right.
taking it. But I'm saying I'm not saying. I mean I had it. I had COVID for
Hmm.
modalities.
Okay.
Echinacea and golden seal, black seed oil,
Oh,
oil of
yeah.
oregano, ginger root. I drank so much ginger root tea, I peed a cup of ginger ale. Let me tell you, I whooped COVID. I beat up COVID so bad, he thought the Crips and the Bloods jumped on him. COVID apologized to me. COVID limped out my house and apologized. He said, Mr. Tanya, I didn't know you lived here. I didn't know you lived here with all these vitamins, natural supplements. Let me get
I
out
know
of
that's
here.
right. I know that's right. And I thank you. I thank you so much for saying all that for the people. I think people need to laugh, and I think they need to learn. And so I'm really glad that you can give some information to people in the middle of making them laugh at the same doggone time. So I appreciate that. I was thinking about the number of movies and all that you have been in, from Norbit to Hollywood Shuffle to you name it. What do you think when it comes to your stuff? Do you feel like that helped your, well, like we talked about your face being recognizable, that helped to elevate things more and more for you in the comedy world, them seeing your face on the big screen like that, all the
Well,
small screens?
of
Hmm.
course, everything helps everything. So I mean, if you're
Right.
doing just comedy, then that's the limit that you have. But if you're doing comedy
Hmm.
and film, then you're seeing two separate audiences are seeing you. If you're doing comedy, film, and theater, you got three different audiences watching you. I'm just finishing up my fourth book. That's the fourth audience that's watching me. I'm doing motivational speaking. That's the fifth audience. And
Right.
everything helps everything else. I'm a better
Okay.
comedy. I'm a better actor because of my
Okay.
motivational speaking. I mean, so everything
Okay.
enhances and helps everything else. Everything goes hand in hand. As long as you're dealing with positivity, and as long as you
Hmm.
wake up every morning with an attitude of gratitude, that's what's important.
Right.
Like I don't have bad days. People like, man,
I
everybody have a bad
understand.
day. Sometimes I don't ever have a bad day. Even if stuff don't go the way I want it to go, I'm not going to have a bad day because I refuse to let circumstances determine my attitude. I wake up with
Right.
an attitude of gratitude. I don't give a dog on what happened because I woke up. I beat
Right.
crack cocaine. You know, I did crack for 23 years, and
Oh,
March
really?
1st will be
Okay.
my 10th year of sobriety. I
Wow.
beat crack cocaine and COVID. So I say
Okay.
thank you to
Yeah.
God all day long, every day. I wake up in
I
the
know
morning
that's
saying thank
right.
you. Yeah, so I walk with an attitude of
Hmm.
gratitude. So you can't hurt my feelings or break my heart with nothing you
Right.
say. You know, all you can do
Hmm.
is confuse me for a second because I don't know why you'd want to hurt me. I don't want to hurt nobody. You know?
Right.
So no,
Right.
I don't go for that. But things will happen. It's human. Things will come up that you don't want to happen. Things will go the direction you don't
Hmm.
want them to go. The thing is not to panic, not to become
Okay.
frightful and fearful. To remember God has never left the room. Never.
Right.
God is always right there with you. And one with God is a
Hmm.
majority. Me and God will take on all you mother, all of y'all. You know. So if you think like that, if you understand you're
Uh-huh.
protected and guided and lifted by God, and you already know God
Hmm.
created you. He didn't create you with no junk. He said, let me get a roll of toilet tissue and a rubber chicken and some duct tape and make some niggas. No, he created you with designer genes.
Right.
Genes. You already the best of the best. You're perfect. Just the way you are. You ain't gotta change nothing. You ain't gotta be big in God for forgiveness. He ain't never been mad at you. All you have to do is get
Right.
back to loving yourself, man. And when you love
Right.
yourself, you automatically love the world. It's the way it
Okay.
works. It's the
You
way it
know,
works. Yeah.
I'm really so glad that you have more information for people out there, because I know there's a lot of folks who are just really trying to figure out how to make it work, and they think about the jokes only, because I've heard some people talk, who are in the comedy world, and they think about the jokes only, and they're waiting on that big call from Hollywood or someone, because they haven't totally found themselves and the way that they're going to travel in this journey. And I like the way that you're traveling on this journey, and maybe the things that you're saying can help inspire them too. You got to find that inner self, a little bit who you
Yeah.
want to be out there before you expect them to
And
see
you
who
have to
you are.
follow your heart. I mean,
Hmm.
people who try to do stuff to get famous always be disappointed because
Right.
famous is not a destination. You know, so you want to follow your heart. I hear people all the time, man, I'm gonna get that money. I'm gonna get that bag. You can't catch money. Money way faster than you. Money got more experience running from your ass than you have chasing it. But if you follow your heart, then God is your supply. So it's about following your heart. It's about doing what you love. If you do what you love, God will make a way
Oh
where there
man,
is no way.
I'm going to have
Yeah,
to remember that one. Money has more experience running from your ass than you have chasing it. That's a good
absolutely,
one there. That
absolutely.
is a good
You
one
an
there.
amateur when it comes to
Yes.
chasing money. You an amateur. It's been running before you was even born. It's been running, and here you
Right.
come thinking you gonna catch it. Nah. The way to catch it is to catch your heart. Embrace your
Right.
heart. You'll have so much stuff
Okay.
you won't have no place to put it if you follow your
Right.
heart. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's some of the projects that you have had? I mean, I know you've enjoyed a lot of the things that you do. Just listening to you, like you say, you've never have bad days. But what's some of the projects that you have done that have pushed your career to inspired you, to elevate your own game that you still think about? Let's talk about any projects that that push your whole talents to another level.
um, I'm not sure that I've
Hmm.
really been given one. All the
Okay.
shows I'm doing are blessings, great blessings, and
Right.
some of them thrill me to the point where I almost can't stand it. Like The Princess and the Frog. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I am.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you froze again, child. You probably
Uh-oh.
got T-Mobile. With T-Mobile, you can't really get a signal unless you parked outside the place that you're trying to call. You need
I'm
to get
on,
Verizon. See, I got
I'm on
Verizon. You
I'm on
there?
my desktop. I'm on my desktop right now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, but you still probably got
Yeah.
T-Mobile.
I got
Anyway,
AT&T.
what was we
I
saying
got
when you
X.
blanked out? Oh no,
Oh, I
have you
was
ever seen The Princess and the Frog?
yes, I have
Well,
the
that's my
movie.
favorite
Yeah.
thing I've done.
Okay.
So I
Oh.
play the bartender. The bald headed
Right.
bartender dude tells her, "Yeah, you gonna get your own restaurant, and I'm gonna win the Kentucky Derby." And I start galloping around, slapping my behind with the spatula. That was like one of the most enchanting things I've done because it allowed me to go into the Disney animation studio, which is
Okay.
fantastic. It first of all, the whole
Okay.
building is the wizard's hat. Have you ever seen that Mickey Mouse
Really?
cartoon with the wizard hat? That's the building. Then you go in the
Okay.
building and go underground. I didn't think there was
Oh,
an
wow.
underground in California where they have earthquakes.
Okay.
We went
Right.
underground and came out into one of the biggest corridors I've ever seen. And on both walls were all of the original drawings of all the Disney cartoons. It just blows your
Wow.
mind. Then they take me in a room, I sign the paperwork, and then they bring out the picture of my character. I had goosebumps on top of goosebumps. It was
I
just
bet you
a
did.
phenomenal thing, a wonderful, beautiful, blessed thing. And I'm a hero
Right.
to little kids who watch it. Girls love that. Little girls, when I tell them that I'm that character, I say that voice, they just squeal. "Ah! Ah!" So that's just a great thing. Of course,
Right.
House Party 3 makes me popular because people watch it
Okay.
every day like it's new and the
Mhm.
thing is 20 years old. But people love Showboat. They love to come up to me and talk to me about Toe Jam crackers. They know lines from the movie I don't even remember.
Right.
And the blessing of doing Martin's show. Martin
Okay.
Martin is just a wonderful, wonderful human being. In fact, Martin just put me on his tour called Lit AF, the
Mhm.
Lit As Fuck tour. And it's like the
Ah,
biggest comedy tour out there. So I'm doing that in Oakland October 20th. But Martin,
okay.
working on Martin's show, playing Gina's boss, Mr. Whitaker, that was just one of the most classiest sets I've ever been on. Martin's a genius. He ran it with such excellence. And once again, they
Right.
run it over and over and over and over again. So people come to me almost every day and say, "Man, I saw you last night on Martin." And I'm like,
Yes.
"What?" So those are some of the most enchanting things. But the
Right.
greatest thing is the one man play. When I'm
Okay.
doing Michael Colyar's Mama, and I got you for anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours, and it's funny and it's serious and it's funny and it's serious. It's an up and down
Wow.
roller coaster. And it's about life. It's about recovery. It's about self forgiveness. The only thing that I want to make sure I do in this life is make sure that my mother and God are proud of me. So
Right.
if I can do that and live, I'm living my dream, man. I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm impressing the people I need to impress. If other people get it, God bless you. But if you don't, I don't care. I know I'm funny, so I just say funny stuff. Oh, there you go. You back?
Right, I'm here. I'm
All
here.
right.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually checking out some of the comments. I see people are starting to respond in,
Uh
and
oh.
what's up to Rick Miss Monster, Turn 'em Loose, Veronica Joyner. All of them are just loving you right now and saying the hello and everything, and
Hello. Hello.
laughing at the things that you're saying. And Leala was in earlier. I'm not sure she's still here, but what's up, La? You know, so really glad that
Yeah.
everybody's tuning in. You know
I will
something?
hope. I hope that all those people who are liking it will tune in tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.
Yes.
Los Angeles time, 9 a.m. Central time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and see my morning show on YouTube. Cause tomorrow we all wearing costumes to celebrate
Really?
Halloween. See,
For the
I got my
Halloween.
Chucky. Wanna
Well,
be
thank you
friend?
for
Wanna be
that
my friend?
because black folks run from Halloween. So thank you. Thank you that you all are going to dress up, just have fun with it,
Yeah.
for the Halloween situation. I see that Turn 'em Loose said he grew up watching you. So, and
Oh, nice.
Venice Beach Master, they're loving you out there.
Oh yeah, I'm
Rick
going
said,
back out to Venice Beach
uh
in the
huh.
spring and shooting a 1 hour special on the spot where I
Okay.
started, and it's called The King of Venice Beach. So we're in pre-production for that right now. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
go ahead.
Now let me ask you. When it comes, you mentioned working with Martin. You've worked with so many people. I mean, I know it's hard to ask someone who has done so much who they want to work with, but when it comes to the type of projects that you want to do in the future, what kind of people or projects, what kind of actors or what kind of projects would you like to see yourself in for the future? Because I know we never stop growing, we never stop going.
Well, I really want to have my own talk show because I do
Okay.
3 shows on the internet. So I do the morning show. My morning show is more like if Johnny Carson was black and on the internet. That's what my morning show is.
Okay.
It's talk. Yeah, it's talk variety. We have comedians. We have health practitioners that come on every other day. We have
Mhm.
vocalists. We have black people who've created black games. They come on and
Okay.
play the games. So that's that. Every Tuesday, I read books to the children on
Right.
Instagram. It's called Reading with Mr. Mike. I got a puppet
Right.
named Roscoe who's actually the host of the show. And he invites
Okay.
me on, and I read a book to the children. I'll give away puppets, like I'm giving away puppets this Tuesday coming up. I'll give the kids puppets or books, and then other people with puppets actually come on that show with me, and we all play and talk to the kids. So I do that on
Right.
Tuesdays, and then on Wednesdays I do a thing called the Superstar Interviews. So I interview
Okay.
stars. I've done Wyclef Jean, Russell Simmons, Yolanda Adams, Fred Hammond, Tiffany Haddish. I just did B. Simone. And all of these you can go back and see. All you got to do is go to my
Right.
Instagram page. Although B. Simone is in my new season. So I just did B.
Uh-huh.
Simone and Genuine. They're on my YouTube page. And you can
I
see
want
all the
you.
interviews. Hill Harper, George Wallace, Method Man. So I do that on my
Right.
Wednesday Superstar interview. So I really would like to have my own talk show, even talk variety. I
Okay.
want to do that. In
All
acting, I
right.
really want to act with Denzel. I mean, Denzel's been my
Ooh.
friend for a lot of years, but I've never been in a movie with him. Samuel Jackson's
Okay.
been my friend for a lot of years. I've never been in a movie with him. I would love to be in movies with them. I think they're amazing.
Right.
You know, um,
Well, that's what we
there's
need
a
to push
comedian
for.
who, huh?
That's what we need to push for. I'm putting it out there,
That's what we need.
y'all.
What?
That's what we need to push for. Get you
Yeah,
in those
put it
movies with
out there.
Samuel and Denzel. Come on now. Y'all listening out there. Come
Yes,
on. Bring it.
and I
Bring
love
it.
the comedian. There's a comedian named Tony Roberts.
Oh,
That
he's
dude
so
is so
funny.
amazing. He's so
Yes.
magical. Tony Roberts. I would love to do something with him. And
Okay.
that the show with the 3 young boys called 95 South. I would love to
Oh,
be on
okay.
that show with Carlos Miller and DC
Uh-huh.
Young.
Okay. Kind of freezing a little bit, but I still got you. Okay. Michael, we freezing a little bit. Am I
Those
freezing
cats.
too?
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, we both froze, but we both back. But
Right.
really, I really love what I'm already doing. I have a ton of projects that I do. I love doing the morning show every morning. I mean, when you see that show, you'll
Right.
see the joy of it. And then we have games in that show. Like,
Uh-huh.
I'll give away money. Like today, we ask what show did Friends replace? It was a black show, but they ripped it off. What would be your answer? The show Friends.
What did it replace?
Yep,
Living
they took
living single?
Living Single. Somebody
It
got
was?
$50 to their cash
Uh-huh.
app right away because they knew
Okay.
Living Single. Then we have a
Okay.
cuss jar. We have a cuss jar on my show. Okay, ain't no cussing. If I cuss, I gotta put money in the jar. If you cuss, I gotta put money in the jar. Once the jar fills up, once the jar is full, we give it away to whoever can guess how much is in the jar. But there's
Okay.
always more money than in the jar. So when we get ready to get a jar away, then we throw in extra money. So say we're giving a jar away this Friday. Okay, I'm gonna add $50. Somebody else watching say I'm gonna add 40. Somebody else say I'm gonna add 100. So after everybody adds what they add, and when they say they add it, they put it directly in my cash app. So
Right.
we write out how much that is. We take what's in
Uh-huh.
the jar and pour it on the table, and then y'all get like 30 seconds to guess the closest to it.
Wow.
The day before Thanksgiving last year, a woman won $1,096 in a cash jar. She guessed
Okay.
197. She is off by $1. People have won 800,
Wow.
600. Then we have a game every Wednesday called I Love My Job. So if you send your name and phone number in to us on Wednesday, at random, we pull names out the hat and we call you. If you pick the phone up and enthusiastically say, I love my job, I love my job, I love my job, you win $100 and a basket full of shit. Now, if you pick the phone up and go, hello, 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 no, your ass didn't win. Click. So So the morning show is my greatest joy right now, besides
Okay.
live performance. But the main thing is this: who is the richest? He who is
Mm,
content with what he has.
okay. I
See
got
that
you.
that's
Listen.
about the attitude of gratitude. If you're
Right.
content with what you have, then you are showing a sense of gratitude. And if you are grateful, you're acknowledging to the Holy Spirit that these are gifts that's given to you. Not that you are God, but that you are God's child and that He is
Right.
blessing you with the cornucopia of joy and energy and power that He has for you. And then you get more stuff because
Right.
you're grateful that you understand that what you have is already a lot. You know,
Mhm.
I lost you again, but I want to tell you this saying. I want to
Okay.
make sure you're here before I say, okay,
Oh
you're back.
yeah, I'm just here.
So the Buddha says, arise and be grateful because you have a lot. And even if you don't have a lot, at least you got a little. And even if you don't have a
Right.
little, at least you ain't sick. And even if you are sick, at least you ain't dead. So be grateful. So that's how
I
I
like
like to
that.
roll. Yeah.
You know something, as I was listening to everything that you have going on and what you like to do, and I'm gonna tell you, I did watch you this week. I went over on your IG and I was
Oh.
watching some things. And you know what I liked when you were just you, just being you in New York, you had everybody just hanging out. And it was
Mhm.
just, I forgot I was watching, a live on IG. I'm just watching you just move around, talk about New York, talk about different things, talk about the shows you've been to, been with
Mhm.
the young comedians and everything. And I said, he's just really, it's just captivating. It's interesting. And
Oh,
I
nice.
believe that
Thank
you,
you.
yeah, you really need to have that kind of show that's out there. But I want to ask you with that. I know you want to do a morning show. Your morning show is going and everything. But what about late night? We gotta have a black man in late night. Come on,
Oh,
somebody's got to go
I would
there.
love that. I would crush
Yes,
it. I would
but
crush it if I
that's
had late
hard.
night. I'm not limiting myself. What I'm
Right.
doing is all of it. I'm doing a talk
Mm-hmm.
show format, which the late night usually is. So I'm doing format of that.
Right.
I'm doing reading books to kids, which I'm about to turn into a more full fledged children's show to open that door. And I do my
Mm-hmm.
morning show to open
Right.
daytime television slots. So I mean, I'm doing all of
Mm-hmm.
it. And in between that, every
Yes.
weekend I go out and I do concerts in some city to make that bread. And then when I ain't doing none of that, I'm writing books. The whole thing is
Right.
I fully live out my life. I'm unfolding into my greater self by doing the artistic things I love to do. So I'm doing what I
Okay.
love. And if you do what you love and break even, you're
Right.
already ahead of the game right there.
It's wonderful, wonderful. I'm reaching back in the comments real quick, and I'm going to just give a few comments of the people out there. And I see Rickness Monster was saying that he says my wife used to be at the beach when you perform, and he said
Hmm.
he say no money, no jokes. And so he was just I guess saying when you were doing your stand up. And so is that your whole thing from back then when you were trying to break out
No,
there? Or
I might have said that one day, but no, but I
uh-huh.
would I would collect my money though. I mean, I was very
Right.
serious about my game. So I would do a 1 hour show and I'd do 40 minutes of comedy and 20 minutes of getting my money. I had a system that's out of this world because it would be anywhere from 200 to 600 people surrounding me every show. And so
Right.
before I end my show, I would collect my money. I
Mhm.
break people into groups, and I had a money grabber, and I would say up, up, and they all hold bills in the air, and I take the money grabber and grab the money. I would say each group needs to be more impressive than the group before it, and people would compete to give me money. But I don't know if I've ever said no money, no jokes. But
Okay.
that's probably a paraphrase of some things I've said. Because I would say,
Right.
you don't have to pay me, but keep in mind, I could be in your home right now taking your stereo equipment. You don't know. You ain't there. So the thing is it was all in fun and all in love.
Right.
I never made
Yeah.
people feel put on the spot or threatened. I never did that. And that's how come they
Right.
came every weekend. People, if
To
they had anybody come from out of town, they had to bring them to see me on Venice Beach.
I know
So
that's
yeah, I ruled out there for 9 years, and it was great. That's why I'm
okay.
very excited about going back to do it as the special.
Okay. And I was looking at some of the other comments. Turn 'em loose says real life conversation with a comedic twist. I mean, that's what you do because you do give a lot of information, a lot of great information for people in
Hmm.
life and entertainment, comedy, the whole nine. I really love that. Just kind of jumping around in some of the things that they're saying. Turnham Liz says, y'all freezing because y'all so cold with craft. All right. But yeah, there's a lot of people. Rick says, Mr. Collier, why have you always presented yourself in a suit and tie? Your attire. What made you always have that as your attire? Kind of. I think we kind of. Okay, there you
Are
go.
you back? There you
I'm
go.
here.
First of all, that's not true. Look what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing Chucky. I'm wearing a t-shirt. You know, but I do wear suits a lot. I wear suits and
Right.
ties a lot because I grew up in the 50s. I was born in 1957. I'm 64 years old, though I don't feel a day
Okay.
over 59. Anyway,
All
I
right.
grew up in that era. I grew up in the era where men and women dressed. You know,
Mhm.
I grew up in the era where you would dress if you was going to the airport. You was going to get on a plane. Shoot, you put on a nice jacket,
Yes.
nice suit. We would watch
Thank
TV in the
you.
50s and the 60s, and when people went to work, they went to work in a suit. They came back in a suit. So I like that. And my
Hmm.
my dad was a haberdasher. Although he worked at a cleaners as a presser, he also was a tailor. And all the Jewish people would come into the neighborhood to find my father to make them suits. So he knew clothing. So he was sharp. My oldest brother was super sharp. So I've always seen fly clothes. I've always wanted to dress fly. I always want to give a good presentation when I show up. That's why.
Right. Okay. And when you said a haberdashery, you made me think about Tony Baker. He always says that wasn't the haberdasheries that he buckled over into. I always wondered what a haberdashery was. What is a
Who says
haberdashery?
that?
Tony Baker says that a
Who
lot.
says that?
Tony
Oh,
Baker
okay. Tony Baker
said,
got that from me, and you can tell him I said that. Tony Baker, because in my spiel, which I've been saying for 20 years, I'll say
right.
I'm Michael Colliar, world famous and often talked about alleged comedian, gentleman and a scholar, intellectual giant in a pool of mental midgets, and a connoisseur of fine haberdasheries. I've been saying that for 25 years.
Okay. Now tell me,
And
what is
Tony Baker
haberdasheries? I just
is a
want to know.
genius. I
Yeah, he
swear to
is.
you, he is one of the funniest comedians on this planet of any color. No question of it.
Yeah, I like the animal videos and all. They just crack me up.
Girl, you
But
still freezing over there.
oh
I'm
my
not freezing
gosh,
on y'all.
I
I'm still here. Huh?
am. I said, I'm still, yeah, we can still see you. We can still see. I might be going out on your
I know
side,
they
but
see me.
we can
I
still
keep
see you.
talking to them. When you freeze, I keep talking to the people. I'm trying to steal your customers. Y'all come over to my show.
Well, you know what? You actually, I'm going to tell people again, what time is your show again so that people can be there in the
Thank you. It's
morning time?
7 a.m. 7 a.m.
Hmm.
West Coast time, 9 a.m. Central time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. But what's so sweet about it is you don't have to watch it live. All you have to do is
Right.
subscribe to the Michael Collier Morning Show, and you can go see any of them. I did 295. You can see any of the shows
Ooh,
anytime. Most of my viewers watch after the morning because in the
right.
morning it might only be 90 people watching. But by the
Right.
end of the day, over 700 people have watched that show because people
Okay.
come in from work in the afternoon and they watch. People watch it at
Mhm.
dinner time. So you can watch it anytime you want to.
Right. Okay. So, what I would say, if you were to try to give any words of inspiration before, as we start to wrap here, to people out there, not just comedians, but folks out there who are just fighting through their own thoughts of survival, pandemic, just happy, being happy every day, finding their space every day, what would you leave them with?
I would say keep the faith. Remember
Mhm.
that God is great. I hear people say God is good, but I say chicken is good and God is great. So I just remind people that you never walk alone on this planet, man. God is always
Right.
right there with you and he's always accessible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he ain't gonna bug you. God ain't gonna be all up in your face making you have him. He's just there
Right.
available. If you want him at any moment, I can change my life at any moment I choose. But what moment shall I choose? So anytime you feel yourself down and out, or feel like
Hmm.
things ain't working out, go to prayer. Prayer works,
Okay.
I swear to God. Prayer works
Yes.
every single solitary time. Just just take your time and pray because when you pray, you're standing still and you're
Hmm.
communing with the high source. And the
Right.
higher source has it all at the tip of his fingers. He can give you anything, but the universe doesn't know what you want. You have to set your
Right.
intentions, you know? So you
Right.
set your intentions by
Mhm.
always speaking positive, always saying the things you want. Don't even talk about the stuff you don't want. Don't even give that any energy or power. Just talk about what you want, what you desire to have. Make yourself a vision board. Put it on the board because the Bible says if you really want something, write it down and make it plain. You know, put it on the vision
Right.
board if you really want it. You got a broken heart, God can heal that too. You know, you don't have a sense of humor, God can heal that too. You know, He is a miracle worker for real. He ain't playing.
Right.
He do that for real, and He do
Exactly.
it every day and all day long. And it brings Him great pleasure to do so. So I would say, no matter what situation you're in, take a moment and pray, give it to God, and it's gonna turn around. And if all else fails, watch
Mhm.
the Michael Collier Morning Show each morning and you ain't gonna be nothing but pumped up and positive.
I know that's right. And I want you to talk again about your mama, project
The
with
one
all
man
your
play.
characters, the one man play. But before you do, I got a question for you. Turn 'em loose has a question. He says, Mr. Collier, what keeps you going and where does your passion come from?
What keeps me going is pot liquor. I'm just joking. I'm joking. Some of these Negroes don't even know what pot liquor is. That's the juice from collard greens, nigga. Okay. Anyway, no. I think what keeps me going is I love what I do. You know,
Right.
I love what I do. I love God. I love that every day is an exploration. Every day I'm discovering new things every day. I'm just
Mhm.
excited about life, and I'm recently single. I've been with the same woman for 9 years. A fabulous young lady, a brilliant,
Right.
a
Uh-huh.
brilliant, young, and wonderful, sweet woman who's really plugged in to life. But
Mhm.
we in June we ended that, and so this is the first time I've been single since I got out the military in 1978.
Wow.
And so I'm enjoying being single. I'm pumped about it. Every place I go, I'm telling people I'm newly single. I'm halfway cute and I'm quite accomplished. So I love life.
Right.
I love the thing I live. I love life.
Okay.
I don't find reasons not to like it. I find reasons to enjoy it more. And I do that every
Okay.
day. Yeah.
Right. I love that. I love that. Mr. Newly Single. I ain't mad at you.
Oh yeah.
I ain't mad at
I be
all.
crazy than that. I be on stage and I say, "Hey y'all, I'm newly single and got a pocket full of condoms. What we gonna do now? What we gonna do now? That's all I'm asking." No, anyway, I'm sorry. So the play is my pride and joy. The play is Michael Collier's Mama, and
Okay.
we're going to bring it back up here in Los Angeles. We're going to open it back up the last week in February and the first week in March. I've
Okay.
already done 8 cities. My goal is to do 100 cities and then to take it to Broadway and get my Tony. So we've done eight
All right
cities
now.
and 38 performances. My
Right.
favorite city, however, has been my hometown of Chicago. I did it at the DuSable Museum of African American History, and that was so awesome because my life begins in Chicago. And so I ended up taking the story about it back to Chicago to the Black Museum.
Right.
So that was just a great point of pride for me. So
Mhm.
we're going to do 100 cities. I'm coming to your city. If y'all know producers of plays in your city who may be interested, please DM me or have them DM me a
Okay.
number so we can talk about it so I can bring it everywhere. But the play is my story, and people who know me know I've been rich 3 times, but I've been
Okay.
broke 14. So I'm way more comfortable with broke than I am rich. Me and broke are like first cousins. My parents were so poor they couldn't even afford to have kids. My parents couldn't afford to have kids. The lady next door had us. Also, it covers my it also covers my addiction, the whole thing about my crack
Right.
addiction. You see me as a child and
Mhm.
you see me
Okay.
become successful, and then you see me get that money and you see me get that dope. And then you see me
Right.
getting high, 3:30 in the morning, sneaking into the house, trying not to wake up my
Uh-huh.
wife, my now ex-wife, because of crack.
Okay.
Trying not to wake up my wife, my heart pumping fast, my eyes roll around my head, I'm sweating like R. Kelly in the playground. So all of this you experience, and then you also experience the recovery. and you also
Okay.
experience the connectedness with God. You experience the
Right.
connectedness with my mother, and my mother and God are the reasons I love who I look at when I look in the mirror every day. And I had to come to that because I wasn't there before. I was out there wilding out. But we're all humans,
Right.
and all humans are flawed, man. We got
Right.
problems. We got issues.
That's
So
true.
there is no dishonor in having an issue. There's no dishonor in having a problem. Understand that your problem don't have to be a problem. Your problem could just be a
Right.
situation, and you could change
You
that
know, and I
situation.
and I do want to ask you this. Sometimes I'm very careful about people's personal. I've never been a shock jock, so to speak. When
Hmm.
I've done interviews and stuff for years, I've never been a shock
Hmm.
jock. But since you talked about your time when you were had the addiction,
Uh-huh.
what is it that pulled you from that moment in time to find your way back?
Well, it took a lot because crack is delicious. And I know you don't want to laugh. I know you don't want to laugh, but it's
I
hilarious.
was trying not to.
So, no,
I
here's
was
the
trying
thing.
not to.
Crack is a very powerful force. You don't ever want to do it, not even once.
Okay,
If you hit it
right.
one time, you stuck, and you spend the rest of your life trying to chase that one high, which you'll never see
Right.
again.
Never see again.
So I was digging it, because a lot of people they be like, oh my Lord, I was smoking crack. Shh, nigga. I was partying with crack. Oh man, I'd be in hotel rooms getting high with people I generally wouldn't talk to on the street. So I mean, I was rolling. But of course, the time that I could have had, I'd be filthy rich right now if I hadn't chosen that path. It was the wrong path to
Right.
choose. I lost so many friends and opportunities. Some I don't even know I lost. And what stopped me
Hmm.
is I get sick and tired of coming home and my wife crying, she's in tears. I got tired of missing opportunities. You go to work and you don't think nobody know. You been getting high all night, but they all know. They can see your skin is all moist and pasty. They can see it in your eyes. You're tired. They see that. So I've blown jobs and so many things. And I got tired of my wife crying all the time, and it was me causing the crying. And I really got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And
Hmm.
I want to get back on my true mission in life, which is to unfold into my greater self. When I was out there getting high, I wasn't going anywhere. I was plateaued. I was where I was
Right.
gonna go. So I was just gonna be telling little jokey jokes, making money, getting high, telling jokes, making money. But my life and life in general has so much wondrous stuff out here that we can dance with, and we can go out, and there's no greater high than being connected to God. I mean,
Right.
everything I have in my life are the gifts of sobriety. I own my first
Hmm.
home. I never owned property before. I own a house now. That's the gift of sobriety. I had a great love for 9 years. I had a great love. Those were the gifts of sobriety. And I don't find no fault in that not being there anymore. That means there's another great love about to walk into my life. See, I believe that when one
Right.
door closed, the other one opened, and the one that opened is always greater. But now here's the trick: you gotta close the first door for that second door to open. But when it opens, oh man, I'm excited about what happens next in my life. If I don't
Right.
get something I want, I don't be depressed. I be excited because I know that if I don't get what I want, there's something greater I'm about to get. So when I don't get what I want, I'll
Right.
be like, if I didn't get that, oh, imagine what I'm about to get. So everything really comes down to how you look at it. It doesn't matter what
Right.
happens to you, but how do
Yeah,
you
because I
see
look
it?
at it, but they say a
Yeah,
setback is really just a setup for something bigger.
yeah. If you
Hmm.
see it that way.
Right.
But if you see
Hmm.
a setback as a setback, you better really sit on back because you ain't going nowhere. You're gonna be sitting in that sit back. So it's what you
Right.
see is what you get. That is the truth of the
Hmm.
universe. If you see success, you're gonna be successful. If you see that house
Right.
you want and you hold it clearly in your mind, you're gonna get that house. If you see that perfect woman for you, which I put that spirit out there now, the one that's meant for me is still on her way. She ain't get it yet. I done done this
Right.
3 times. I was married once for 12 years. Um, then I was married for 24 years with a woman I was with 28 years. And then I
Hmm.
was with this young lady for 9. And I'm going to do it till I get it right. And so I know what, see, here's the thing: whatever you're seeking is seeking you. Whatever you're
Okay.
looking for is looking for
Whatever
you.
you see. I
Yeah,
yeah, I get that. Because
yeah,
I'm on the same page too,
yeah.
whether it be from a man in my world to either where I'm taking everything, my company. So I understand that wholeheartedly. I understand that
Right. So
whatever.
you need to then be clear on what it is you're looking for. Because people say, "Oh, the universe has cursed me," or "The universe has blessed me." The universe does neither one. The universe
Right.
responds to your vibrations. Whatever you
Mm-hmm.
send it to the universe sends back to you greater. That's why you need to be clear on your intentions. You say you want a
Right.
man, don't be nondescript. Think about exactly the man you want. What do you want him to
Right.
be like? How do you want him to treat you? Can he bring you flowers every week at least? Can he uplift you in every way and carry you around on like you're on a pedestal like the queen you are? If those are the things you want, enunciate that to the spirit. Because the Holy Spirit ain't doing judgment. It's waiting to hear what you want so it can give you what you're saying you want. So you just gotta be clear on your intention. There's a job you want, keep on talking about that job, you can get that job. You know? You're
Right.
gonna get it.
Okay.
But it's what you see is what you get. If you can't see it, you can't get it. For real though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm going to ask you another question. I see Turner Loose has a question, and then we're going to start to head toward the wrap. Because have you reached your destination? Because it looked like you
You've been
stopped driving.
saying you've been saying we're gonna head to the rap for 15 minutes. All right, go ahead.
Because you're just too interested. I can't let you go.
And no, I haven't reached the destinations that I'm trying to reach
Really?
yet. And
Oh,
but I
okay.
do want people to understand that it's not about the destination.
Okay.
It's about the journey. You
No,
might
I
not
mean, where you
never.
going right now, tonight? Where you headed tonight driving?
I've been home. I've
Okay,
been home
that's
for
what I
I've been
wondered.
home for 20 minutes. I'm sitting in front of my house. I've been here
Okay,
for
that's
20
what I was
minutes,
wondering.
and Kelly has called me twice on here while I'm sitting out front. I just didn't cut the phone off or go in because I'm finishing this interview. Wait, I was just saying something. What was it? You just said something. What was I about to
Right.
expound on?
About the might have been about not letting you go, not going toward the rap. And well, while you're thinking of that, one of my guys, he had, I don't know, see if I can find it real quick again. Michael, I don't know if I see your question in here. Just had it just now. How hard was it once you had that true moment
Oh
of
no,
reflection?
wait. I gotta finish this
Okay.
thought. So the thought is
Okay.
it's not about the destination, folks. It's about the
Uh-huh.
journey. We may never reach our destination, but if you're having fun on the journey, it don't matter. If you're having a
Right.
good time living your life, then you have already lived your life. You can't go around thinking I have failed or I haven't accomplished something because you didn't reach the goal. The goal is the
Right.
destination. You might not reach that. But imagine having a rock and roll good time on the journey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Otherwise, if everything's about the destination, what if you up and die? Now you didn't
Right.
make the destination and you didn't enjoy the journey either? Come on, boo
Right.
boo. Let that go.
Yes.
All right, I'm ready.
And
Next question.
yeah, actually, that I agree with you. I was having a conversation with Leala earlier, and I was just talking about that kind of about myself because sometimes you can miss the blessings of the journey and the great times of the journey because you're caught up in thinking about where you think you should be.
Yeah.
So yes, we had that
Yeah.
conversation earlier today. So
Mhm.
I agree wholeheartedly. I actually lost the question again, but you know what? I'm just gonna just say this, Michael. I'm sorry. I missed your question again. His name is Michael too. But I really just really want to thank you so much for being here. I know you're sitting out in front of the home. I want to make sure you have an open invitation that we can meet again sometime and really sit down and talk about where you're then. And I'm going to watch you. I am going to pray that you,
Please.
yes, get to your morning show or your late night. I want to see you in late night.
Yeah, come on.
So
Come see my morning show so you meet the chicken. The chicken is all
okay,
powerful. The chicken is all
okay,
powerful. Come on, meet them and see if y'all come on live, then we
uh-huh.
interact. Y'all could chat with
Oh,
me. And tomorrow's
okay.
show, if y'all want to come on the show, put on a
Hmm.
costume. Because we're all wearing costumes tomorrow for Halloween. So
Right.
if you can DM me, I'm on Instagram under my name, Michael
Okay.
Collier, Colyar. If you have a great costume you want to put on the show tomorrow, DM me tonight. I'll check early in the morning. If I have your name and number, I'll call you. We'll talk about it. I'll send you the link. and you can pop on and we can see your costume. Then people be in the chat. We
Oh,
talk all the time. My folks call themselves the Collier Clan. They come to every show. They support each other. It's a really good time, and I hope you guys will join us.
okay. Well, I thank you so much. I'm not going to hold you. I know you have just traveled, and then you traveled at home, all the in the car, and all the
You can't hold me
traffic
no way.
and
The way you
everything.
keep freezing up, child. Oh, y'all, everybody, please follow me on Instagram under my name, Michael Collier. Follow me on YouTube under the name Michael Collier. And if you really love me, you can follow me on my Cash App. That's $ Michael Collier's money.
I know that's right. I know that's right. And I thank you so much. I'm going to turn you loose. Even though I see Turn 'em Loose has this question here. Turn 'em Loose, we're going to save this one for next time because Michael Collier here has been traveling all evening, and I am going to
All
release
day,
him from my
child.
clutches all day and all evening. I'm going to release him from my clutches here. So I
Thank you.
thank
Yeah,
you
I
again.
got to go and prepare for tomorrow's show. Blessings to
Okay.
you. I
Blessings to
appreciate you so
you.
much. And once again, anybody can follow
Yeah.
me, just DM me. I answer personally every question. So
Okay.
you could DM me under my name, Michael, Colyar, Michael Collier. And on YouTube, it's just Michael Collier. The Michael Collier show is there with a bunch of other stuff. And I appreciate y'all. Keep God first no
Thank
matter
you.
what you do. And you're going to be
Thank
all
you.
right as soon as the swelling go down.
Thank you so much, Michael Collier. And
Good
we'll
night,
talk to you
everybody,
soon.
and thank you,
Good night.
Goddess. I appreciate you.
Thank
Bye bye.
you. I
All right.
appreciate you too. Bye bye. Well, there we have it, Michael Collier. It's such a comforting and comfortable interview talking to him. I didn't want to let him go, y'all. Out there. I'm sorry, turning him loose and Rick Monster and all that, y'all. I just know that he has been traveling for hours, and I just didn't want to continue to just drag him down the road with us, So we'll have him back in some time. I hope I'm not freezing too much because I do see that my connection wasn't the best for a few moments there. But I see that you all had a lot of stuff tonight. And I wish that you all would have told me if you want to come in, drop in. I don't like to drag y'all into my soul spotlight, but next time I have something going on and you want to come on the soul spotlight, hit me up. And I'll bring you in and you can ask some questions too. But thank you all. Right now, let me go ahead and run this social media for us real quick. And I'll be back there in the show. Just a moment. We hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Art Imitates Live with Tanya Dixon. So be sure to like and subscribe. And also check us out on all of our other social media. Well, welcome back. Looks like I got a few moments that I'm going to have to hang out and everything. I can get my credits up and going. Today was just a lot going on for me. Having the three shows this week. Last night I had the ladies of Mother Daughter Ish, and tonight Michael Collier, and then tomorrow night we'll be in the living room. So it's a lot. And I really just meant to do more here and uploading some stuff. And I see that you all are still talking. So let me see what you all are saying out there while I'm uploading some other stuff. Okay, Layala J, what's up, La? She said, make sure you tune in to the Michael Collier Morning Show tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central, and 10 a.m. Of course, here on the Eastern, to make sure that we check him out. Yes, you all make sure that you check out Michael in the morning, because that is what we need to do. Supporting. I'm going to 10 a.m. I'm glad it's that time because those of you who know me and know I'm not the earliest riser. I am not an early person to get up because I spend so long time up at night. I only go to bed to about 5 or 6 in the morning. It's early when I get to bed at 4. So I just want to make sure that you all know that I am not an early to bed or early rising individual. Hey La, and thank you all to Rick Monster, Rickness Monster. I always want to call you Rick Monster. Rickness Monster, all the comments that you had tonight. I love you so much. Also, Turn 'em Loose. You were in there too. Love you guys. Veronica, I saw you in there, and whoever else, if I'm missing, and Law, of course. And let me look over here real quick before we get out of here because I still have a few moments while I get things ready on the system over here. Um, Watching you all come in and be supportive has been wonderful for me. Thank you very much. And I see my connection is going kind of fuzzy, but it's all good. It's all good. We still here. And I see y'all saying good night to one another right now. And Tell them Lou says talking cash money. Miss Tandyland, yes. Yes, that's how we do. I enjoyed so much talking to the Mr. Collier. I mean, I'm not gonna call you with his comedic truthfulness. That's what I appreciate so much is when people can tell you their truth about life and the world, and have you enjoy at the same time. I'm actually going to have to rewind and look at a couple of those jokes. He had me rolling, so I'm going to look at my own interview again. All right, y'all. So stay tuned tomorrow night. You're going to be in the living room, but if you want that preview, here's what happened on part one of the living room. 20 questions for the lovers, and tomorrow night is part two. But here's a look at part one in case you don't remember. We're talking about relationships because that's what we're going to talk about tonight.
As long as you take the approach of you two versus the problem, then it never seems like you're on the other side of the table. And so then that communication lane becomes very healthy and very easy to travel.
Putting on the rotted wood in your house and wondering why you got asbestos or mold in your house.
True.
30 years of my life, I had been in a marriage, whether I knew how to act or didn't know how to act.
How many people do you know though that are like, oh, I can't stand him, but that did, like
everybody, men and women, and I have a lot of toys and stuff, but no toy can replace a man.
All right, so y'all tune in tomorrow night. We're going to be ready in the living room, and we're going to talk about 20 questions for the lovers. This will be part two. All right. And also for you out there who would like to be a guest on the show, if you just have comments or anything on the show, be sure to send us an email. You can send it to our website email. Of course, the website is Tandyland, TANDILAND.com. You can send it to info@tandyland.com. Or if you just want to hit me on Gmail, I've been saying Tandyland, AIL. It's Tandy Girl. As you can see in the corner of the screen there, it's Tandy Girl, AIL @gmail.com. And you can hit us there, for you just have some questions, comments, or what have you. And, if you just want to just be a guest, or if you just want to tell us, hey, y'all suck, whatever, hit us so I can send you back something. But I appreciate you watching, and make sure that if you're not familiar with the show, that you like us and that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can know every time we're doing a show. Now, I had a lot of shows last week, and I have a lot of shows this week, and we taking a break next week. We ain't gonna do so many shows because I'm a little fatigued, but it's all wonderful. I've enjoyed talking to Michael Colliar tonight, and he has been a complete joy. I really, really appreciate him, and I appreciate you for watching. So as I say in parting, good things come to those who believe. Better things come to those who are patient, but the best things come to those who never give up. I appreciate you watching. I'm Tanya Dixon. You have a beautiful week, a beautiful Friday tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow night in the living room, but if not, I'll just see you the next time Soul Spotlight here on the AIL. Thanks again, y'all. Bye-bye.